putting up the same numbers night in and night out is a hard thing to do with the talent level in the NBA today. But somehow, the Thunder's Shai-Gilgeous-Alexander is making it look so easy. I mean, across 64 games thus far, SGA has already surpassed Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook for having the most 30-plus point games in a season, with 48 while wearing a Thunder's jersey. And apart from this, he's also leading the league in 2-point field goal attempts, free throws made, steals, and steals per game while lagging by a hairline to Luka in terms of total points scored and points per game. From averaging just 10.8 points a ball game in his rookie year, how did SGA evolve into an unstoppable scoring virtuoso and a sleeper MVP candidate in just 6 seasons? Well, in this video, I'll get to the bottom of this mysterious phenomena by breaking his game down to the tiniest detail. So be sure to stick around till the end, cause I'll be revealing the big secret on how he's been able to pull off these moves.
Not a lot of time. Shai, double team. Shai, extra step. Shai with the
free throw attempts already.
Shai, oh, the long stride.
Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, SGA didn't really turn a lot of heads during his first season in the NBA. But that all changed when Thunder GM Sam Presti, a guy who has a keen eye for both finding and molding future MVPs, saw the seeds of potential within him. And when he brought him over to OKC, he handed him the keys of the franchise. And as the old folks would say, the rest was history. After getting traded from the Clippers, his scoring output almost doubled the following season. And since then, it has steadily improved year after year, while his 2-point and 3-point efficiencies have also climbed with it as well. Needless to say, SGA is transformed into one of the most prolific bucket getters in the league. But despite this, it still remains a puzzle to many as to how he got to this point, as it isn't always clear how or why he is as effective as he is. I mean, here's the thing. The other 2 players who are averaging more than 30 points this season are bigger and far more heftier than SGA, which is basically the main reason why they can easily score more points. Luka is 6'7" and 230, while Giannis stands around 7 feet weighing around 245. On the other hand, SGA is long and lean, carrying a slender frame of 6'6" at 180 pounds. But despite this, he's currently the league's second leading scorer, averaging 31.1 a ball game. So how is this possible? A quick answer to that has something to do with the unique nature of his playstyle. I mean, it's unpredictable, offbeat, and my favorite word to best describe it, it's slithery. SGA has the ability to manipulate time at his whim. He can go 100 miles in a heartbeat, then suddenly decelerate to keep his defenders guessing every time. Starting at 0 at the top of the arc, he crossed Bradley Beal here at full speed. But all of a sudden, he slammed the brakes of the foul line while not messing up his shooting form to hit the 15-foot jumper. And here, he bumped Claxton to lure him in. And when he did nothing in return, SGA surprised him with a quick burst to get around him for the lefty finish. SGA has mastered the art of the stop and go. His ability to control the pace can be compared to an expert puppeteer pulling the strings while his defenders are serving as his marionettes. No matter what you do, he's always the one leading in charge and you're just gonna follow and react to what he does. Guarding Shai is like trying to catch water on a steady stream using both your hands. You think you already know where the flow is gonna go, but at the last moment, it'll just slip through your fingers. Now, the other thing that enhances his elusiveness is that he's extremely composed under duress, as well as incredibly crafty in chalking his shots up. Check this out. He's backing his way against LeVert here on the block. Then he kills his dribble while spinning the other way around, looking like he's about to do a fadeaway. LeVert, though, did a good job of defending by staying on him. But see, watch his patience here. Shai is also adept at operating around tight spaces. Sensing that the double is gonna come, he spins away from it, turns the corner, and adds some extra steps for good measure before laying it in. And when you brew all of Shai's offensive ability in one healthy mix, there's no defender in the NBA who could stop him in his tracks, regardless of size and length. See, here's the towering Karl Anthony Towns on an island with Shai. Here's the sudden change of pace, then the smarts and the patience, and finally, the craftiness around the rim for the cakewalk finish. The fluidity of his offensive game allows SGA to tread the line with such ease and score buckets at a higher rate, which is why nearly 3/4 of his points this season have come from the inside. And for the past 4 seasons, he has led the NBA in terms of drives as well, with more than half of his total point percentage coming from such a possession in this particular season. Having a great command in terms of pace and timing while not being rattled under immense defensive pressure makes SGA a kind of scorer that is not physically intimidating, but lethal and efficient in the same way. And when you combine those fundamental elements of his offensive game, it unlocks his ultimate skill, and that is, his ability to create a crazy separation. I mean, here's SGA going full steam ahead, then suddenly he pulls the emergency brakes to put his defender on skates before drilling the wide open mid-range bucket. Same thing here, SGA drives right at full throttle, then out of nowhere he shifts his weight on a dime and probably broke a couple of Triple J's ankle tendons before once again splashing a routine jump shot. This has been a common occurrence to SGA's defenders right after he pulls his signature bump and step back move. But if you freeze the tapes and zoom it further, you'll actually notice that SGA is doing something that a normal human shouldn't be doing. See, the reason why SGA can create so much space is because right before he pulls the push step back combo, he would do these deep lunges, almost to a point where he's doing a full split, in order to neutralize his forward momentum coming from a sudden explosion. And when executed perfectly, this will make his defenders look like they tripped upon an invisible rock and stumble uncontrollably, while SGA stands still like a bamboo, as if nothing happened. Anyway, the 2-time league MVP Steve Nash had an opportunity to closely work with SGA when he was the general manager of Team Canada. And even back then, he already noticed that there's something special about him, and I quote, "There was a calm and confidence in him. He was never in a real hurry. He manipulates people. He is able to put you in a position to take the bait, and then he exploits you." And for someone with his frame, his skill level, and feel, to be able to add the different gears, the brakes, the balance, and that dexterity, it just opens up a world for him. There's no question that SGA's MVP caliber season is the major reason why OKC is shocking the entire league right now. And although surrounding him with the right pieces, like Giddey, J-Dub, J-Will, Cason Wallace, in addition to giving him a perfect complementary big in Chet Holmgren, may have also played a role in it, their success as a team still heavily depends on SGA. And as long as he keeps playing like the way he's playing right now, I wouldn't be surprised that this young OKC squad will continue to shock the NBA, and eventually make a deep run in the playoffs.
Gilgeous-Alexander with a rebound. He's taken just one shot, and Gilgeous-Alexander pulls the string on Champagnie.